So,
Good morning, ladies.
good morning, Snoop. So here's a question. When you were just starting out and you first got your feet on the ground, you were doing what you were doing, did you ever think to yourself, my God, at some point I could become an icon?
Never. Never. But I never did not have high expectations. I just, prepared myself for the worst, so to speak, because I know the industry, is up and down. You have a 15-minute of fame window. So I just was trying to make the most of it. And then once I got in, I learned how to master me. And once I mastered me, then I could maximize the full potential of who I could be.
Good. Dr. Dre was really influential for you, and he actually featured you in his HBO docuseries, The Defiant Ones. How did you two end up working together?
Well, I was making mixtapes, and then Dr. Dre's half-brother, Warren G, was my best friend. And we had made a cassette together, and it was a bachelor party that they had. And the music had stopped, and Warren G had threw my cassette in. And my cassette kept the party rocking, and Dre was like, who was that? And he was like, that's the homeboy Snoop. And then we ended up connecting, and there you have it.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you have it, a good story.
The cassette tapes, the good old days.
Cassette tapes, the real good old days.
People like to talk a lot about rap wars, but we want to have in the spirit of positivity. Can you tell us a little bit about your close relationship with Tupac?
Wow, my relationship with Tupac was extra close. Actually, it was a point in time when me and my girlfriend at the time, we were having ups and downs, and a lot of my friends was telling me that I should just go ahead and be solo because I was Snoop Doggy Dogg and I could have any woman that I wanted. And Tupac pulled me to the side and was like, forget what they talking about. That girl loves you. You need to marry her. And I ended up marrying her, and 20-some years later, we're still together.
Wow. That's a nice story. That's a nice story.
I know, it's so heartwarming. I have to ask you about Kanye. A few weeks ago, he made the comment that, quote, 400 years of slavery sounded like a choice. It obviously went viral. What was your reaction when you heard that?
I mean, I thought he needed some medical attention. First and foremost. But then after I got past the laughing, I started feeling like sad for him. Like, he truly misses his mother. He truly misses a black woman in his life. He truly misses the stability of having somebody telling him when he's wrong and correcting him and checking him, as opposed to allowing him to continue to do what he's doing. And that, to me, is something that he needs help. And it's like, to me, he's crying out for help. So instead of me bashing him, we're trying to help him now.
Okay. Oh, really? Let's see if that works. So one of the best relationships that I've ever heard of is the one between you and Martha Stewart.
Yeah.
It's kind of an unusual one. You have a funny show together, right?
That's my homegirl.
Yeah. And she was here last week, and she told us a little story about your visit to her farm. Let's check it out.
What?
Snoop came to lunch the other day, and he was a wonderful guest. Although he did say he was only going to bring his business partner and his stylist, he shows up with 7 people for lunch. His guys, and some of them are 7 feet tall, they all sit down at the table. My daughter had to set a table in the kitchen, but he is Snoop, of course, and he deserves the best. Snoop, I'm very glad you finally visited me at my farm.
Was it fun for you at the farm?
I mean, it was like old McDonald, you know what I'm saying?
200 chickens.
Martha has everything that you could imagine. Like, the horse's house is better than my house. But I mean, our relationship is so special. People would have never thought that we could have a relationship and have a friendship. But that's what's wrong with people. Stop judging the book by the cover and allow people to understand and learn each other.
What exactly has what has Martha taught you?
Oh, she taught me how to be a real iron chef in the kitchen, so to speak.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, she's very particular with the way you set up the plate. Like, I usually just rush through it, but she's teaching me how to be more calculated. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like a real professional. You know what I'm saying, Whoopi?
I do. I can't do it.
Me neither. I'm learning. I'm in the process.
And what did she learn from you?
I taught her how to make bacon. I taught her how to make bologna sandwiches. it's a few things that I'm showing her. I'm trying to get her hip to the hood, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And she's showing me about the finer things in life, Grey Poupon and stuff. You know what I'm talking about?
I like that. She entertained you at her farm, but you also like to entertain at your house. And I heard you had a private showing of Black Panther
Yes.
At your house. It was sort of a movie night, but it was a little bit different. What was it like?
It was a drive-in. I have a drive-in theater at my house. Because I'm just an old school kind of guy. Like,
Yeah.
I just love going to the drive-in with my wife. She's sitting next to me. You understand me? Like, that's just the old school feeling. So what I wanted to do was present Black Panther on the screen for those who hadn't seen it.
Well,
It was a
I've
great
never
turnout.
been to a drive-in.
Never?
No, they didn't really
I'm
have
inviting
drive-ins here.
New York
the
did.
cast
Yeah.
of The View to a drive-in.
I'm so happy.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I've always, because you hear people describe them, but
Yeah.
you know, when you live here, we didn't have them. So I've never seen a drive-in. But
I used to go to them and make out with guys, and they'd
Hello.
say, "What?"
That's my kind of guy right
What
here.
They'd say, "What did you watch?" And we'd
Right.
say, "Submarine races." That was the joke.
I don't get it.
Get ready for
In
us
other words,
to
you
drive
can't
up.
see
You
them.
can't see him, baby.
Okay.
Underwater boogie, baby.
Well, you're hosting the second season of your game show. Snoop Dogg presents The Joker's Wild, and we have a clip, I think. Let's take a look.
Try and guess what song this shorty's rapping. Roll the clip.
Now see, gonna do what to who? Let's find out and see. Cardi B, you know where I'm at, you know where I be, you in the club. Just a party and there I get paid a fee.
I'm sorry, I know Mama was rocking. Is it Fancy, Bang Bang, or Bodak Yellow?
Is that Bodak Yellow?
Bodak Yellow.
Yeah. So cute. Little mama had it.
Yes, she did. She worked there.
Your new record is also really different for you. You've
Yes.
grown. It's a gospel album called Bible of Love,
Yes,
and you
Lord.
perform on it along with artists like Charlie Wilson, who I love, Faith Evans,
Praise
Patti
God.
LaBelle. Now, everyone would think to put Snoop and gospel together, right? What inspired you to do it?
Well, my grandmother, she passed away, and before she passed away, I used to always go to her house, and she would always have Jimmy Swaggart on. She loved Jimmy Swaggart. And she would always brag to her friends about me being her grandson, but she could never play none of my music. So what I wanted to do was make a record that she could be proud of, that she could play, and I know she's in heaven right now telling everybody up there, look at my grandson down there shining.
Oh.
You were so close to your grandma. I remember every time you came, we talked about her. Yeah.
listen, please don't wait 8 years to come back.
Yeah.
You know
It's
I love
been-
The View.
I
The
know.
View, this is one of my favorite shows, and I'm sorry that I was, caught up in traffic, but I made it here.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I can.
So, I mean, our thanks to Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg presents The Joker's Wild, airs Sunday nights on TBS. The new album, Bible of Love, is available now. And members of our studio audience, you know what you're going home with? You're going home with a copy.